Good day everyone and welcome to the Weather Centre. After yesterday's very high temperatures in the Lowveld, we're expecting a much cooler day today as a high pressure that's located off the eastern coastline is going to be pushing in moist air and helping to drop the temperatures across that area. It remains clear and dry for the central parts of the country, while in the west a fast-moving cold front will be moving through, bringing lots of rain to parts of the Western Cape and spreading the cloudy and wet conditions along the southern coastline as well. The South African Weather Service has issued 2 warnings in association with this cold front. The first is for heavy rainfall expected over the southwestern Cape. Localized flooding is also expected in places as the cold front moves through. And the second warning is for gale force northwesterly winds affecting the region between Hout Bay and Cape Agulhas. Moving ahead to rainfall probabilities, where there's widespread rain in the forecast over that same area where heavy rain is expected along the west coast and further inland along that western escarpment. Isolated rain expected in places. A few showers in the forecast over the southern interior and spreading into the eastern Cape, including some of the coastline, and we may see few drops of rainfall in the late evening hours around East London. It remains cold for the central and western parts with this next cold front moving through. 9 degrees for Sutherland, 15 for Cape Town as well as for Bloemfontein and Bethlehem in the Free State. Remaining mild in Gauteng as well as the surrounding areas. 20 degrees as a maximum for Mahikeng and Johannesburg, while similar conditions are expected along the eastern coastline. A closer look at your coastal conditions for today, where northwesterly winds will be gusty at times for Lambert's Bay and Langebaan as the cold front approaches the area. We're expecting swells to be somewhat lower than what they have been over the past few days, averaging at around 3 meters. We're expecting strong northwesterly winds as well for the Cape Peninsula, gale force at times further south as the cold front moves through. Swell heights will also be somewhat lower, but still averaging fairly high at about 4.5 meters. Now along the south coast, northwesterly winds are expected ahead of the cold front between 25 and 30 kilometers per hour, but somewhat stronger for Mossel Bay at 35 kilometers per hour, and swells will be much lower across the area today. 3.5 meters as an average height, but reaching 4.5 meters at times. And finally, for the east coast of South Africa, northeasterlies return to Durban and Richards Bay, moderate in the mid to late afternoon hours, lighter winds for the Wild Coast and East London, and swells are remaining fairly unchanged, reaching 3 meters in the East London area, but 1.5 to 2 meters further north.
News that moves. eNCA.com.